Check your ego at the door. You're here to trade the process. That's all. The market doesn't care about your need to prove anything. Stay humble. Keep the possibility of being wrong in the forefront of your mind. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonaccis-Traders.com here with the daily market recap. Please hit the like and subscribe button and let's see the charts. We will start with Tesla, obviously. Tesla, hot falling knife, losing the grip of this red trend line. This red trend line goes all the way back to October 2021, held the lower lows, now losing grip towards the 109. 109 was resistance and support during July throughout September 2020. If this one fails to hold, we have 85 and 71 to the downside. Also because we know more than 80% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. So we have gap at 81 and gap at a 76 area. So keep your eyes on these two gaps. In my opinion, it won't be long until these two gaps will get filled. Hi Santa, where are you? No Santa rally this year. We can see SPY holding the 378, bouncing between this level and the 385 since December 16. So all we have to do is sit and wait, follow price and see if price will break to the upside. We have these two gaps here and this one here. Failing to hold the 378, we have this trend line here and these levels to the downside. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Where is SPY heading into 2023 and into the first quarter of 2023? Are we going to break up towards this trend line here and maybe above it? Or are we going to visit 350 and maybe even lower? Let me know. I would like to see what are you thinking. QQQ 263 is holding and it needs to hold because throughout October, November and now December, very important support level. If this one fails to hold, 254 and maybe even 231 will be next. So keep your eyes on candles and use the levels to manage risk. Whether price is going up or down, you have Fibonacci levels. Check the link that will pop just about now on why Fibonacci and trend lines are the true support and resistance for price action into the future. Dow Jones struggling, wants to bounce off this trend line, struggling with the 335 area. Why? Because just by looking left, support, now resistance. If this resistance can break up, we have a very small gap here. The low of this candle was 337.64. The high of this candle 337.37. So we have 0.30 gap. Let's see if the Dow can fill it, or is it going and continuing sliding on this trend line here. IWM basically doing nothing also since December 16, bouncing between the 170 and the 175. The 170, 172 area is a very important area of support and resistance throughout 2022, failing to hold 162, 163. We will visit it again. Let's see where price will take us. SMH the semiconductor ETF is holding the 200 area, which is also the 618 Fibonacci level. Swing low, swing high, holding. Also, if you don't know Fibonacci, it's okay, because all we need to do is look left and check why price is now where it is, because throughout July 2022, also here September and October and November, this 200 was support, support, resistance, and now support again, failing to hold this gap here at a 197 will get filled. In my opinion, won't be long, maybe even before Friday this gap will get closed. XLE bounced nicely off the 82 area. As mentioned previous videos, this 82 area is a strong support because it was strong resistance. Double bottom is starting to validate, and now let's see continuation to the upside. We have the 90, 91 and 94, 95 level to the upside. We can be a little bit more accurate here and a little bit more accurate here, and again, no need to be accurate to the penny because it's only candlestick analysis. It's not science rocket, and we can identify a short-term downtrend line. So let's see if price will get rejected by this trend line, or is it going to break up and above and validate throughout this double bottom all the way to 91, 92 area. XLF holding the 34 area. Not much of a price action, as we can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive dojis with a gap overhead at the 34.50 area. Netflix still holding above the 280, and more important, holding the uptrend channel. Higher lows, higher highs. Now let's see if Netflix bulls can push price back up and above the 302 towards this gap here, or are we going to break the yellow trend line to the downside? And if we do, 265 and the red trend line that held July and October lows. So we have price action, trend lines, and Fibonacci levels. That's it. No other indicators are needed. Nvidia closed the gap here. We had a trend line here, a blue trend line we had here. You can check previous videos, and we said that once this trend line will break to the downside, this gap here will get filled, and here we are. Now 133 needs to hold this 133. This 133 is the Fibonacci 618 level, but also without Fibonacci, only by looking left. Support, resistance, support, and now it needs to hold again as support. Otherwise 123 and 108 will come visit us again. Shopify holding with a doji on the 50% retracement. Swing low, swing high, 50% retracement doji. Now let's see if we can get some kind of a bounce back up, or are we going to continue to the downside? No one knows. If someone tells you, yeah, I know, from now Shopify will go to the moon, stay away. No one knows what will happen next. all we can do is follow price, use levels to manage risk, and the only thing that we traders have full control of is risk management. How much money are you willing to lose on each and every trade? Shift your mindset. Don't think about how much are you going to win. Think about how much you are going to lose on each and every trade. Now it will be much easier to trade. Apple holding the 130, June's low, now holding, breaking below. We will visit this trend line over here. This trend line was resistance, support, support. 130 will fail to hold. This trend line will act as support once again. And if Apple goes down, the entire market will go down. Microsoft 237 is holding. This level is, as we can see, is a very important level of support since November, and also it was a very important level of support during March 2021, resistance during February and March of 2021. Now it's holding, failing to hold. This gap at the 228 will get filled. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think this gap will get filled or no? Just remember, more than 80% of all gaps are getting filled. Amazon continuing to slide on this trend line. This trend line goes all the way back to September 2020. Resistance, resistance, then January and March of 2021 support, May 22 support, November 22 support, and now December 22 support, sliding down, failing to hold. And if this trend line will get break to the downside, next area of support will be the 70 area. Why? Because it was a very important level, April 18 and COVID-19. US 10-year yield bounced off the 341 and now retesting this trend line that was a very important support. Now it's testing it as resistance. Let's see if it will go back inside or back to the downside. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Make sure you check the links in the description below. And until the next video, stay safe.